Am I the a-hole for telling my 6-year-old daughter, get y'all kids out the room? Get the kids out the room. Hey y'all, so today we are about to hop into the AITA thread on Reddit. It is a very popular thread. So basically, if you don't know what it is, AITA stands for Am I the A-hole? And so this is where people kind of come and congregate and ask their own questions, ranging from basic to literally like insane sometimes, and then they basically ask, are they in the wrong, and seek out other opinions. So I wanted to do a Christmas edition because we all know it can get a little chaotic around the holidays. So I got my Christmas hat, I got the laptop, and we are about to get into it. Definitely put your own opinion in the comments. I'm so curious to see everyone's thoughts about all of the stories that we get into. Am I the a-hole for expressing to my in-laws that I don't want to be their server for their family's Christmas dinner? So I'm a newlywed and my in-laws are rolling into town for Christmas and staying my husband's and my new house. They mentioned wanting to dine out for Christmas dinner, but I offered to whip up a home-cooked feast instead. Unfortunately, they turned down the offer. Now here's where it gets interesting. I am currently working as a server in our town after recently being laid off from my corporate job. Lucky for me, the restaurant is closed on Christmas Eve and Christmas. Well, turns out my mother-in-law had other plans. She called up my workplace without speaking to me beforehand and asked for me to be their server for their entire Christmas dinner. I found out through my husband that I'd be playing the role of their server for their festive family celebration, and my Christmas gift would be a sweet tip and takeout from my restaurant. Seems a bit odd, especially since our restaurant isn't even open on Christmas Eve or Christmas, and I'd be available to spend time with them on those days. They're scheduling this dinner the day before we close and making it their designated family celebration. I politely declined because, let's be real, being excluded from Christmas dinner while working as their server, that's a hard pass for me. Unfortunately, I was told that I was being dramatic and there's nothing weird about me being their server for their family's Christmas dinner. Thoughts, anyone? Babe. Babe. She really tried your life. Do she not like you for real? Do she not like you for real? Because that's what it seems to me. You're a newlywed. Maybe she newly don't like you. I don't know, because what? Like, no, like they're showing their true colors for real. Like, you're off Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, and you're looking forward to spend time with them, and they want you to serve at their family Christmas dinner. They ain't even tell you. Your husband had to tell you. They didn't even tell you. They didn't even ask you to your face. No. What? No, they really tried that. And you're already in that position because you got laid off from your corporate job, so you're probably already like, dealing with the feelings of that. And they want you.
Divorce, babe, divorce.
I'm just playing, but no, wow, they actually really tried it. Am I the a-hole for refusing to give up my Christmas leave for a colleague who has kids? So context, my office closes over Christmas and generally opens around the 2nd/3rd of January. This year we were instructed to put in our leave request up until the 2nd and put a second request through for any additional days after that, and they would approve additional days after the 2nd once everyone had applied and they got LSSS. What? They got Lord, I can't read. They got
Are you not ashamed of yourself? Are you not embarrassed? This is really embarrassing.
LSSS how many staff they would have. Okay, whatever. I put in up until the 8th of Jan, as did 3 out of 5 of my colleagues. One is coming back the 2nd, and another one didn't put in any extra days, so they approved it. The one who didn't put in any extra days has since gone to the managers and said she wanted to take off until the 8th, also because she wants to spend time with her kids. They're like 8/9 and her husband. My bosses declined as they needed 2 staff members here and it hadn't been put in beforehand. Colleague said she wasn't put in the extra days already, but the rest of the team knew and did it. Bosses said the only way she could have with it off was, bro, this typing, I'm sorry, I'm tripping right now. If she could get another staff member to come back early. She asked me in a passive-aggressive email because Christmas holidays are about being with family and because I don't have children. I come back on the 2nd and swap with her. I declined, saying that I had plans for that time, and she lost it. She had been going around saying that I ruined her holiday plans and I'm inconsiderate of people with families and children. Honestly, babe, look, I don't think you're the a-hole. I'm gonna say no. And that might be a little controversial, but you did your big one. You put in the time when they said, like, you listened to what your like your job said. You put in your time, you made your plans, and you were early about it until you have the days off. They're your days. If she wanted more time off or more days, she should have jumped on it just like the person that's asking this question did. Am I the a-hole for asking my daughter to come to our house for Christmas? My husband, 58 male, and I, 56 female, host all our kids and their families for the holiday season. This has been so since they moved away for different reasons, and we use this as a way to bond with them and for them to see each other. My sons, Jack 32 male and Harry 35 male, visit us every year and we have a great time together. My daughter, Alice, 31 female, lives about an hour away from us by plane with her family. This includes her wife, Vanessa, 35 female, and their 2 kids, 6-year-old son, 4-year-old daughter. They come visit us on my husband's birthday or mine if they can. They've never been with us for the holidays since they got together 10 years ago. The reason for this is Vanessa is a surgeon and she always has to work, including the holidays. This year, I again invited them and Alice declined the invitation for the very same reason as every year. I suggested that the kids were now older and maybe Alice could fly out alone with them and stay with us for a few days while Vanessa kept on with her work. Alice told me there is no way she would spend the holidays away from her wife. I told her how her kids were missing out on the chance to spend time with their cousins and I'm sure they'd have fun if they came over. She told me they already planned to spend time with Vanessa's family because they live in the same city. I may be a-hole because I again told her it wouldn't hurt anybody if she came over just a few days. And I said I was sure Vanessa could handle that. She got mad at me this time and said she honestly only wanted to be with Vanessa and the kids, and that they used this time to bond together as a family. She also called me pushy and selfish for not understanding where she's coming from and said I was being unreasonable by asking her to abandon her wife during the holidays. My husband and Jack are on my side, but Harry thinks we went too far with the insisting. So, am I the a-hole? Okay, so for this one, I'm leaning more towards yes, but not because of the question, right? Like, am I the a-hole for asking my daughter to come to our house for Christmas? No, I don't think she's the a-hole for that. Of course, you can invite your daughter to Christmas every year she says no. Like, you never know when year she may change her mind. I think she's the a-hole for persisting. If your daughter already told you, like, it's not gonna work, like, she doesn't want to spend Christmas away from her wife, they already have plans to go be with her wife's family and her kids, like, and they've been doing this because that's what works for them and they can't break away, I don't think you should be persisting it. Why don't you even consider, even consider your family going down there and being closer to Vanessa and your daughter for the holidays? Since you already know every single year you get the same answer because the wife is a surgeon, why don't y'all just go down there and spend Christmas with them in that same city? You hear me? Have a good little time. You don't always have to be at your house. Compromise. Am I the a-hole for telling my parents that my kids won't attend Christmas if everyone can't attend? My husband was injured when we were in high school almost 18 years ago now and uses a wheelchair now. We have 4 children, his 50-year-old son from a previous relationship, an 8-year-old daughter, a 5-year-old son, and a 1-year-old daughter. My parents usually host a big Christmas every year with all of the kids and their families. Sometimes it's at their house and sometimes it's at a vacation destination. In previous years, it's always been accessible for my husband, but this year they've chosen to have it at a mountain ski resort that is largely inaccessible and will have a lot of activities that will leave my husband out. So we told them we were going to do our own thing for Christmas this year. No biggie, right? They responded with, how about you send the kids and you can do your own thing? We responded that we wouldn't be sending our kids and if that we couldn't all attend, nobody would attend. They are upset and accusing us of withholding the kids for something that brings them joy and being bad parents. Are we the a-hole? Oh my gosh. Honestly, oh, no, I don't think so. Like, I get what, like, their grandparents are saying, like, their child could have, like, an experience with them, but, like, typically, Christmas is supposed to be spent with your family, and yes, it can be a big family gathering, but typically you do spend it with your intimate family, especially when you're younger. It's kind of like you and your parents. I feel like they should have also maybe taken them into account, especially if they're celebrating Christmas every year together. Like, and they know he uses a wheelchair, I feel like they should have considered that when they were picking this mountain ski resort. And if anything, if the parents, like if the grandparents still did want to do the mountain ski resort, okay, but they still should have like a good amount of activities that their father can actually also participate in. You know what I mean? And I'm like scrolling through the thread, and it looks like she did reply because someone did ask about other activities being on the resort. And she said it's a largely mountainous area, and the focus for my family would be on skiing and other activities my husband can't participate in. So even if there's other activities he could do, he would still be left out, if that makes sense. So no, I don't think they're the a-hole. I think it's totally fine. Am I the a-hole for telling my family I won't be getting them Christmas gifts? I, 26F, am my single mom. You're not the asshole. I ain't even have to keep reading past that sentence. You are not the a-hole. Matter of fact, I'm not even gonna continue. I'm gonna just throw the little screenshot up here. Y'all can read it and judge it. But I already know from the from that first sentence, I already know she not one. Single moms work hard, like they do, especially if you have multiple kids too, babe. They'll be all right, babe. Have a Merry Christmas. Am I the a-hole for telling my 6-year-old daughter, get y'all kids out the room? Get the kids out the room. Am I the a-hole for telling my 6-year-old that Santa isn't real? I, 39 male, was watching the movie Elf with my wife, 32, and 6-year-old daughter. We reached the scene where the elves are working on Santa's sled to make it fly because not enough people believe in Santa. My daughter latches on to this and just keeps asking, is Santa real? Her mother said yes, but my daughter kept asking me as well. I said, Santa is a great idea and a lot of fun, but no, he is not real. For some context, I love Christmas, but I didn't get to celebrate Christmas until I had a family of my own. I was raised in a family whose religion prohibited Christmas. I couldn't wait to get out and experience all the moments I missed. So we do Christmas as big as we can, all the stereotypical traditions, and for the past 5 Christmases, I've passively went along with the Santa idea with my daughter, even though I told my wife I didn't like lying to her and I didn't see the point in lying about something that would eventually come out no matter what. I also told my wife that I wouldn't lie if I was ever asked. Well, the moment finally came, she asked, and I said he wasn't real. At first, my daughter was fine. My wife gave her some long explanation as to why she is lucky we get her presents. My daughter didn't really like this explanation and was upset. We both told her that some parents work really hard to convince their kids that Santa exists and that she shouldn't try to convince kids otherwise. My wife definitely felt like I should have lied. Eventually, my wife asked my daughter if learning that Santa wasn't real changed how she feels about Christmas, and my daughter said, kinda. My wife thinks I should have lied, that kids believing in Santa is harmless, and that I can't relate to Christmas from a child's perspective because I didn't have those experiences. I think we played along with the tradition for as long as we could, but when my daughter asked me directly, the truth was the better option. I can't really walk this one back, and we all will have a good holiday. Am I the a-hole? Okay, honestly, I think I want this one to be the last one because I have mixed feelings about it. Part of me does want to say that yes, you are the a-hole, but only because like you and your wife are already watching a movie with your daughter and she asked her mom, is Santa real? And the mother had already said yes, and then you like directly contradicted your wife in front of your daughter and saying no, and then boom, here this conversation goes. But I get how there's like also a part that's like, why do we even lie to kids and tell them that Santa is real anyway? When like he like not or whatever. So like I get how eventually like yes, it does have to come out that Santa isn't real, but I just don't think that was the time per se. I think typically when parents do like tell their kids that Santa isn't real, they're just a little bit older and like they can just fully understand everything. Again, they may question you like, why did you lie for most of my childhood? But I guess it's all in the magic of Christmas and what we just do for children coming up. And then again, I think a part of it could be too, since like when you were a child, like Christmas was kind of prohibited in your household, so you didn't get that same like child magic, Santa coming down the chimney, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I kind of do have mixed feelings. The only reason I'm gonna say yes to this one is because like I just wish the news wasn't delivered in this way. But yeah, we all will have a good holiday. I don't know, big bro, but Good luck. Good luck to that. Good luck to that. Okay, so that is it for me. If you guys have made it this far, go ahead and comment that Christmas tree emoji. In addition to letting me know your opinions on these stories too, let me know if you thought people were the a-hole or if they were not. Don't forget to like and also subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Bye.